My family, welcome to yet another on your Truth and Love the Church with your brother Joseph. So Prophet Angel said this when he was addressing Brother Joshua's failed rapture prediction.
It's not that we are late, just that sometimes we use the Julian calendar. If you miss it, I ask your neighbor at home. But I think we're here. The rapture has not happened.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, you won't ever understand it until you realize the people cursing the prophet for saying no, rapture is not happening. Or they'll be like, no, I believe the guy. Okay, you believe the guy, and then what happened after with the guy? Yeah, this is a problem. Just pray for the brother, like I told you before. The brother is, I think he's sincere, but just sincerely wrong.
Yes, sir.
And it's not what we would want to see in the Christian world. But what the danger of that is, most people that really believed in rapture, some of them don't. You can say, yeah, they didn't believe anyway. We get it. People believe at different stages. And there is a majority of people that believe in the rapture. And because these things didn't happen, and they were actually in with their heart and their feelings in there, not maybe with their spirits, they are disappointed. They just feel like God didn't really come through for the guy, whereas God never said anything. All right? So it's very important that we be careful with what we say. That's why you find when I talk about the rapture, I can tell you trumpets, and then I got this, then I tell you, but the dates can be different, and the months can be different. Then I can tell you again that in every year, and in every season, in dispensation, there can be 2 or 3, just like this. There was a Noah who knew exactly what was happening. You know, because there was a person that was called Methuselah, which means it will happen when he dies.
Yes, sir.
So they knew exactly this guy, when he dies, something was going to happen. So at that time, what was likened to the rapture had already been depicted inside the Ark of Noah. And he knew that this guy dies, this happens. So when he died, I believe they were given the days that were adequate for Jewish traditional mourning ceremony. You know, like 7 days after someone dies, then we can bury, or 3 days after that. So they were given a mourning period. If you look at the days from Methuselah dying to the rain, it is actually the same as the time that is allowed in the Jewish tradition for mourning a dead person. So God allowed them a mourning period until the rain came. So it is very, very easy to note that. Raise your hand wherever you are.
So he then went on to explain other details, things that you need to know, things that have to do with the, globalist agendas, the digital ID, and some of those other stuff, which I will share in the next video that I'm currently editing. And as he was touching on this area, he then went on to talk about the customs department and exposed some things that, some of you might not know.
Notice what that ID, digital ID, can do. Coupled with, cameras. They know who you are. They know who you meet, who you frequently meet. So if they don't find you, they start looking for your relatives to see who you are with. Then they look at the cars you normally drive, and the cameras start going like, that car, it might be there, it might be here, it might be here. And then the way you drive, and they say, no, it's likely to be this car. Where can you run? And why do they want to know where you are? What happened to our freedom? What just happened to our freedom? We have lost the freedom. Yes, sir. We can still say no. See, the intake, whatever they say to you, remember, bullies cannot be appeased.
Yes, sir.
Whatever they say to you, they are testing your resolve. They're trying to test it. If we all say we're not going to take that ID card, what do you think they will do? They will scrape it.
Resist.
If we just said we're not going, they say you will not work, they say okay, no problem. For a week. But there are weak brothers and sisters among us. That when they hear ID card, they say, we are here. We're going to go. We take it now. But you see, another problem is we are broke. If we were supplied to a point where we are independent financially and money is not an option, like I always say. But there are many preachers who have taken the vow of poverty, who preach against prosperity, preach against money, that can do videos and videos and videos supporting each other, father and son supporting each other on nonsense. To attack a man who says we should be rich. Yet they are busy stealing people's monies in their churches, offering, tithing, they are collecting. And they're driving Mercedes-Benz and living in big houses and building buildings that house 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 members. With what? What did you use that for? With money. And they pay blogs and blogs everywhere to support their nonsense. And then they tell you, don't preach about money. You see, that's what the Bible says in the book of Timothy, preaching a lie in hypocrisy. You understand where you're preaching a lie, but you do the wrong thing. You do a different thing from what you say. You say it's okay, you don't need to be rich. But guess what? You live in a mansion. You're driving a Mercedes-Benz. But your congregants are told, just go to heaven. You people don't be stupid. Wake up. If a preacher is telling you money is not real important, you just your spirituality, money is not important, and yet he's using a mic, red flag. How did you get that mic? And after he says that, he says, now time for your offering. We don't need money. We need to be broke. Then after that, he and his wife will use the Mercedes-Benz to go home, while you're waiting for Ogada. Wake up. The problem is this. They are only angry because their riches have not matched their enemies' riches. So if their enemy is a billionaire and they have not even touched a million, guess what happens? Their enemy is following the devil. Because they can't understand how we are preaching against this man and we're still not as rich as him. So he can come out and say, but I have the results of what I'm preaching. They come and say, yeah, I saw an angel yesterday in my house. Something you can't prove. I have always said, many prophets can shout, can I prophesy? Can I prophesy? Because it's easy, and then they lie. And then they use Facebook to know your name. And they say, can I prophesy? People say, prophesy. But only a few like me can shout, can I pay? Oh, that now requires money. Yeah. That requires cash.
Yes, sir.
I say, can I pay?
Can I pay?
They say, pay. Now you have no cash. So you see, the people that they oppose are people that have already handled the truth. They have the proof of what they are preaching. And them, they only have words and stories that never happened. The Lord then appeared to me. Then Jesus spoke to me, sat next to me. Then an angel is standing in front of me right now, 2 meters from me now.
And talking about some of these angelic encounters, if you think that Prophet Angel is lying, check out some of those videos. These are just a few of the many fabricated stories we have heard from the customs officer. Check out this one.
My explanation for the compulsory national service program.
So he's talking about the Nigeria Youth Service Program that's done when students immediately graduate from university.
Was an opportunity that God was giving me to find out what next for my life. So I began to fast and pray. That year I fasted for 264 days. And God didn't speak to me. I rested a little for a few days. And on the 13th of January 2003, at home, I continued the fast. Prayed for 4 hours in the morning, went to church, prayed for 2 hours in church, and I was still feeling that I had not yet filled the requirement of prayer for that day. So I arranged with a friend and we went to his house and began night vigil. By 1 a.m., the electricity was out, and an angel of the Lord walked from the wall and began to read a scroll to me. That's the first angelic encounter I had.
So you see, you first saw an angel on the 13th of January 2003. All right, and he talked about fasting for 264 days.
Yeah, I fasted for 264 days.
But one thing I love about social media, there is actually a video for this encounter where he fasted for 264 days. And let's check out whether or not he saw an angel. And let's also check out whether it was before this date that he said it was the first time he saw an angel.
When I went for youth service, I made up my mind before I departed for Kano that I will pray the way I've never prayed before. I will fast the way I've never fasted. That was my resolve. I found a hill. That is where I used to climb for my prayer. So when I come back from work, sometimes I come back from work by 5. I climb the mountain. I come back from the mountain by 11, sometimes 12 midnight, some other times. and I maintained it on a daily basis. So I was praying for January, prayed February, prayed March, prayed April, prayed May, prayed June. In June, God now told me, he said, I can see you are praying. That was a prayer I did that I counted how many days I fasted. So it took 264 days before God encountered me. I will not be here today preaching to you if I didn't have that encounter. I finished from my prayer on the mountain, came back into the room. It was 12 midnight. That was when I ran into 4 angels in my room. The suspended time, this thing you call time, was suspended. They were taking me into the past and into the future, into the past and into the future. They left me by 3 a.m. in the morning. What I'm telling you is on the 20th of October, 2001. 21st of October 2001, I came again, dropped my things, began to pray in tongues in the room. This time now, to go to the mountain, I've not gone. I came to the room, changed, to go to the mountain, then they stopped me. I was in that room until 3 a.m. in the morning, from 6 p.m. in the evening. It was in that second encounter that I knew that the place of my primary assignment was the city of Makurdi. That's how divine direction came to me.
So you had the customs officer, he saw angels in 2001, but his first time of seeing angels was also in 2003. But as if that's not enough, there's another video also where he claimed that he saw angels for the first time.
My first angelic encounter was at the age of 7. I will never forget that. Then the second angelic encounter was at the age of 13. That was when I was taken to heaven for 8 hours. Right? Then I saw my calling at the age of 13, that I was going to be a preacher.
The way the customs officer tells lies, it's still shocking to me, you know. So here he's telling us that he first saw angels when he was 7 and also when he was 13, and he was born in 1977. So he's claiming to have seen angels for the first time in 1984, and he saw angels for the second time in 1990. Okay, let's also go back to the video where he claimed to have seen angels in October 2001.
When I ran into 4 angels in my room. What I'm telling you is on the 20th of October, 2001.
So you heard that. That was a 20th and 21st of October 2001 experience. We have another video also, you know, where the customs officer talks about the same experience, but we're given different dates.
Yes, it was in the place of prayer on the 20th of October 2002 in the city of Kano. I will never forget. 2002, 20th of October, because I picked, it was 12 midnight. And I had an encounter that lasted for 3 hours. It was in that encounter I saw a prophetic screen for the first time in my life. A screen that was playing images of the future. And in that screen I saw Makurdi. The reason why I'm here today was because I saw Makurdi in 2002.
So, you know, when it comes to cooking up stories, you know, the customs officer is a master chef. He's really a good one. Which then brings us to some of the stories that he mentions about other servants of God, saying that they are fake. You know, he saw a revelation about them. How true could it be when he even lies about some of these encounters that his followers believe? Well, let's continue with Prophet Angel's video.
God then appeared to me. Then Jesus spoke to me, sat next to me. Then an angel is standing in front of me right now, 2 meters from me now. And you can see the gullible followers going like, I've said this. We want to see if the man of God is telling the truth. While he's lying about his angelic encounter, look at the wife. Women don't lie. I know they lie, but not on spiritual matters. Women are very trustworthy. Women will look like, I don't know this thing. My wife was even there. Just look at the wife and you see her trying to write some notes. If really Gabriel was in your house, would you be trying to write a note? Why is it that what you preach, you see a lot, you see angels, you see this, you see this, you see this. The real results are not there.
What is results?
They're just results of you talking it.
What is?
Speaking a lie in hypocrisy. Speaking lies in hypocrisy. Having their conscience seared with a hot iron. In other words, they have no conscience. They just lie. I met a witch. And I pointed at the witch. Oh, wow. Where? Do you have a video? No. It happened. Is there a witness? No. I was in my house. Gabriel stood there.
You are alone.
So Gabriel was in your house. And you still look like this.
No change.
No change.
No result.
No result. But Gabriel, it's with you every day.
Maybe it's a different Gabriel.
It might be a different Gabriel. You're right there. A different Gabriel. You see Gabriel every day.
A real Gabriel.
The real one.
You can have a good conversation with angelic beings. I speak with them almost every day. Don't worry. No. Okay.
Congregates are in trouble, I'm telling you.
It's a different Gabriel.
Congregates are in trouble.
So you see, that's the sad situation that we are experiencing. We have a man who says whatever others are talking about, it's false, it's fake, they are not true men of God, but he expects you to believe his lies. Okay? So that's very funny. I just want to hear your thoughts, especially about the customs officer. Do you believe his encounters are real? Before I go, I just want to share with you this one. This one was a banger.
And for the first time in my life, I saw Satan in my dream. And he came to me to plead with me that I need your help.
So, I'll meet you in the next one. The customs officer, I don't know what to say anymore. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. God bless you.